Time. It's everywhere, and yet we can't touch it. It moves forward, tireless, invisible, a silent rhythm that governs all life, from the swing of a pendulum to the beat of your heart. Time is the quiet conductor of the universe's symphony. But what is time, really? Some say time is a river flowing from the past, through the present, toward the future. Others imagine it as a ticking clock, counting the moments of our lives. But physicists tell a stranger story, one of space-time, relativity, and the idea that time can stretch, slow down, and maybe even stop. Tonight, as you settle in, let's float gently through the mysteries of time, not to conquer them, but to admire them. Because sometimes allowing yourself to wonder is enough to calm the mind. So close your eyes if you haven't already. Let your breath follow the gentle rhythm of your heart. And let's explore the question that has puzzled scientists and dreamers alike. What is time? We are immersed in time. We are born into it. We age with it. We die under its watch. But what is this element that shapes our days, ages, our bodies, erases memories, and determines the end of everything that begins? Imagine being trapped inside a clock where each tick means 1 second less of life. That's how many of us live, running, struggling, trying to beat time. But time cannot be beaten. It cannot be stopped only. Observed, felt, suffered. Since the dawn of civilization, we've tried to understand time. The Babylonians used the stars to track the seasons. The Egyptians built calendars based on the flooding of the Nile. To them, time was cyclical, eternal, always returning to the same point. But for us, time is linear. We begin at one point and move toward the end. Or do we? Physicist Albert Einstein shattered our traditional understanding of time. According to him, time and space are interconnected, part of a greater fabric, space-time. In the theory of relativity, time can be distorted. It can slow down when you approach the speed of light. It can stretch near black holes. It might even stop under certain conditions in the universe. This leads to a disturbing question. If time can stop, is it even real? Or is time merely an illusion, a way our mind organizes the events of existence? French philosopher Henri Bergson believed that the time we feel, the psychological time, is more real than mechanical time. He argued that lived time, inner duration, cannot be measured in seconds or minutes. The pain of loss can feel eternal, even if it lasts only seconds. A kiss can seem infinite. A decade can vanish in the blink of an eye. If time were an object, could we destroy it? Or are we prisoners of something that may not even exist? The Bible speaks of time as something governed by God. In Ecclesiastes we read, "To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to destroy and a time to build." Is time the hidden language of God, the way He writes the events of the world? Or is it just a shadow cast by the light of eternity? One thing is certain, no one escapes it. Time is the silent killer waiting at the end of every road. It is the fire that consumes without making a sound. It is the judge that accepts no excuses. And yet we ignore its presence until it's too late. While scientists measure time, ancient civilizations saw its spirit. To them, time was alive, a god who walked among men. In Greek mythology, Kronos was the titan of time, a feared entity, devouring his own children, symbolizing how time consumes everything it creates. To the Mayans, time was sacred. Their calendars weren't just for counting days, but maps of destiny. They believed in cycles of creation and destruction, that the universe was reborn after each great collapse. What if they were right? What if time, instead of being a straight line, is an eternal circle where everything repeats? Where every life has been lived before, every death already occurred, and we are merely repeating roles on a cosmic stage? Philosopher Nietzsche spoke of the eternal return, the terrifying idea that we must relive our lives again and again, eternally. Every choice, every mistake, every suffering Would you live differently if you knew it would all happen again? Because if time is a cycle, what we do echoes forever. In sacred texts like the Bible, time also carries spiritual weight. In Revelation, an angel declares, "There will be no more time," a phrase that holds deep terror, because the end of time is the end of mercy, the end of waiting, the end of chances. And so time becomes urgency. We live as though we have endless time, but it slips through our fingers unnoticed. How often have you wished to go back, to undo a choice, change a word, prevent a pain? But time allows no return. It moves silently, like a current dragging everything, our dreams, promises, loves, and lives. Even science, with all its arrogance, can't defeat time. We've traveled to stars, decoded DNA, but we are still slaves to the clock. Some believe time travel might be possible. Wormholes, space-time warps, temporal paradoxes. But there's always a dilemma. If you went back and changed something, would you still be you? Time is tangled with identity. We are who we are because of what we lived. Remove 1 second, and everything might unravel. Imagine a world with no time, no past, no future, only an endless now. No aging, no rush, no death. Would that be paradise or hell? Because without time, there is no transformation. And without transformation, there is no purpose. So maybe time is a divine gift? A painful process, yes, but necessary. Maybe time isn't an enemy. Maybe it's the fire in which we are forged. Time lives inside us. Our bodies are biological clocks. Cells renew in cycles. The heart beats in rhythm. We sleep, wake, age, all obedient to an invisible force marking life's tempo. But there's a kind of time no scientist can measure. Emotional time. It doesn't follow the clock. It stretches when we suffer and races when we're joyful. The mind records time not in minutes, but in feelings. And so time becomes a ghost. It doesn't just pass, it haunts. It returns in dates we'd rather forget. In old photos, in scents that drag us into memory, in songs that resurrect feelings we thought were dead. How many of us are prisoners of a time that has already passed? That prison is called regret. But others are trapped in the future, always waiting for the perfect moment, and thus never living in the now. We float between ghosts of the past and illusions of tomorrow, forgetting that the only time we truly have is the present. And ironically, it's the present we most ignore. We walk the streets staring at screens, talk to people while thinking of somewhere else. We lie in bed reliving the past or fearing the future, and never simply being. The present is a miracle wasted every day. It's where change happens, where love begins, where life exists. But we treat it as disposable and assume the future is guaranteed. But what if it's not? What if time is a coin we spend without knowing how much we have left? That's the darkest and most liberating truth. Time is finite, but each moment is also an opportunity to love, to change, to begin again. Time is the sand that slips, but also the chance to build a new castle before it all collapses. Time does not wait. It has no mercy, but it gives us the most powerful choice of all. What will you do with the time you have left? You can't stop time. You can't control it, but you can decide what to do with it. And that decision defines who you are. Thank you for watching this video. We kindly ask you to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Also, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. See you in the next video.